So here's my very detailed production plan. First of all, I need to install RabbitMQ on the production server and just create the credentials like username. Then I need to do a git pull to get the latest code into the production environment, install the new packages like Celery, do a database migration, and then I need to create a Celery service file, because if you've watched earlier on in the video, we run Celery via the command line, but in production you don't want to do that. You want it to run as a background process. So I'll just show you how I would do that. And yeah, we just need to check that once we run that as a background process that it works, and then we'll just do a post deployment quick check of the document, and hopefully it will show that it runs a lot faster and a lot well, it won't run a lot faster, but it'll certainly run a lot smoother. When a user uploads a document, it will be a lot smoother. So okay, let's copy and paste this onto my production server, and then we'll run the shell script. Okay, so I have SSH'd into my server. So let's call it sudo nano. So this is RabbitMQ.sh. What did I call it? Okay. Control A, Control C. Okay, that's alright. X, yes, I would like to save. Okay, SH, that should run. Right, I'll let this run and then I will come back. Right, this is done now. It ran that shell script. There was some problems with it, so I asked Claude about. I just literally just copied and pasted what the problem was, and it kind of helped me. All I needed to do was a reboot, but sometimes it's just, if something goes wrong, it's a lot faster. The LLM will be a lot faster than you Googling it. And I also did this, set up all the RabbitMQ stuff with like a username, password, and all that stuff. Next up, we've got to do a git pull. Right. This is my virtual environment. It's always a good practice to use a virtual environment, even though if you don't particularly need one, but you might have different environments that are needed. Okay, right. Alright. Right, what is next on the deploy? That's easy. Right, git pull. Install new packages. Okay, right. So this will install all the packages from the requirements.txt. There you go. All the new packages are updated to what, for example, Celery, Django Celery results, etc. Right, database migrate time. Let's hope this runs alright. Python manage.py. No, we don't need to do that. We just think you just do this. Okay. Right. Okay. So I need to update my I made new environment variables for, you know, Celery broker URL, so how Celery and RabbitMQ interact with so how Celery interacts with RabbitMQ. So basically I will update that in the env file, but I will do that off camera because it's got right. I've updated the environment. I've added the new environment variable off screen, so let's see. If it works now. Right, there you go. It's all fixed now. What's my next stage? Create Celery service file. Right, I'm gonna right. We have a plan. So I asked Claude AI, what can you help me run Celery as a daemon in production? And it gave me this to do. So we'll okay, we'll run it step by step. Okay, so first of all, let's make these directories. I need to change that. So, paste. Change this to my actual user and group. Oh, what's my group? Change this to your user and actual group. Let's check that. Awesome. Okay, this should mean that right. Next step is we have this Celery service file. So basically, in Ubuntu, when you register this as a service below here, it will run this, and basically instead of it being run in the command line, it will run as a background process, so it'll always be running, and you don't need an active terminal, which is important in production because you're not going to have an SSH to your server the whole time and running it in the command. So let's get on with it. I've already prepared it, like just using my actual username and the actual sort of and the actual directories. Copy, right. CD etc. Okay. Here's all the here's all the service. Here's my application service file and socket file. That's running the actual project in production. Okay, so what do we need? Sudo nano. This will celery.service. Copy, paste. Okay, what's next? this basically tells the system MD, which runs all this stuff, that there's a new file or there's been a change in the file. Enable. Let's hope this works. Something's gone wrong. What's wrong? There's always something goes wrong. Never easy. Okay, let's have a look. Control process. Gosh. Okay, I've screwed up. It's not your. Okay, I'm just gonna have to change the service file because I didn't check this thing here. I should have put my own project name. Now. Okay, right, it's done. Try again. Try number 2. Right. It's always good. It's actually, like, for once, it's actually told me what the problem is. Well, it's not told me, but I can kind of read what it's trying to run, and it's just this. Okay, right. Did I copy and paste that? So annoying. Probably be quicker if I just copied and pasted it, but it's just sometimes it's easier just to start again, you know, when you got multiple changes and that. Let's have a look. Let's see something. You have to remember this is the very basic, you know, like if you have like a big project and stuff, you're gonna have lots of stuff and you're probably gonna want to do it a bit better for this, but this is just a good start, you know, get it working, and then you can always change things. Right, what am I doing? Alright, let's run this stuff again. I don't think I have to enable it, but we'll just do it. What harm can it do now? Okay, now it looks like run with no errors. What does it tell me to do next? This. Alright, now this is running. This Celery process is now working in the background. However, this is just obviously just a terminal. Right, what we'll do, we'll restart it. Just check that it restarts, because in the future we're going to have to, if we change something, we're going to have to restart it. So let's, okay, it's done. Okay, that's good. And then I need to restart my Unicorn service. So restart Unicorn. This is my application code, because obviously I've pulled in new code and new database migrations and stuff, so I need to actually restart the application, because this background process will still be running the previous code. So I'll just do that and check on the status here. What is this? Disabled, what the fuck does that mean? Should be okay. Yeah, it's loaded, it's booted up some. Yeah, this is today's date and the UTC time, and it's started, it's booted up the workers. So it looks like it's okay, but that's it. That's it, hopefully, for the deployment. Now we just have to test it and see if it works in the real world. So off camera, I tried running my app in production and it crashed. Turns out the issue was with my celery.service file. On the screen is my new celery.service file, and let me walk you through what went wrong and what I changed to get everything working smoothly. First off, in my original setup, I was using the multi-start command in Celery, but I realized I didn't need that. I'm only running a single worker, so I switched to the regular worker command in the exec start section. Next, I disabled mingle, gossip, and heartbeat. These are mostly used for coordinating multiple workers across a cluster, which I'm not doing. Disabling them helped cut down on unnecessary network chatter. I also ran into permission issues with the PID file and log file. They were originally set to write inside /var/run, which I didn't realize gets cleared every time the server reboots, and I wasn't the owner of that directory either. So I moved them into a directory I own, which solved that problem. To stop the Celery worker gracefully, I'm now using Celery's built-in control shutdown command. Since I'm not using multi anymore, that's the cleanest way to shut it down. And finally, I made sure the service is set to restart automatically if it crashes with a 10-second delay. That's a small tweak, but super useful for production stability. After all those fixes, I ran the following commands to reload and enable the service: sudo systemctl daemon reload, sudo systemctl enable Celery, and sudo systemctl start Celery. And it runs fine now. So in the next clip, I'll show you the app running live in production now that Celery's working. Right, everything's deployed. Let's check how it's working in the production environment. And okay, so I'll just show you. Hopefully the user experience is a lot better, and hopefully it's noticeable. So we'll go onto the library, view documents. There's no documents yet, so let's upload one. And we'll upload this same file. Okay, that's good. As you can see, it's uploaded successfully. So the user's uploaded it. It says data save successfully. there's no hanging, there's no lag. The user's uploaded a document, and now it's uploaded now. We just have to wait for it to process. So let's go on it, and as you can see, it's now completed. So I hope that just shows you how powerful message queues can be, especially in like sort of a web application, and especially if you've got like long running processes, how powerful they can be. Because if you've got some sort of long process, you don't want to be running that process inside the request response cycle. And just showing you basically like a practical example. So I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully you've learned something. I've certainly learned something, and yeah, like and follow for more content. I'm thinking of more content. I'm thinking this is going to be for like junior developers who have already got a job and who want to upskill to become like mid-level and etc. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon.